Oh, sorry about that. Here we're live. Yes, sorry, I'm in the dressing gown. I just come back from my infusion. I am freezing cold. I am not very, quite a bit tired, but it's something I really, really wanted to do for a while now, since the F1 is off until February and March, and that is do a rewind and let's watch an old race, an old Grand Prix. And there's loads of Grand Prix we could pick from: Brazil 2003, right, Germany 2018. Yeah, but ones that I would like to do, that if I was doing the channel and doing the watch-alongs, what my expressions would be, and try and like give the emotion, especially races that are so pinnacle. And one of the most pinnacle ones and most famous of all, which is probably the most ridiculous way to win a Formula One world title, right? And on the last corner of the last lap, right, of the last race and it was in the 2008 season. And yes, it was the Hamilton versus Massa at Brazil 2008. Yes, it was the massive battle that have gone all the way to the final race of the season. Yeah, so it's just gonna quickly let some people know that I am now live, and if they want to join, they can do. So yeah, yeah. So get your comments in, get your thoughts in. Right, let's try and watch this. I'm trying to go watch this rerun together. Yeah. So yeah. I've got it set up on my phone. You can find it on F1 TV, right? Other TV outlets are available. But yeah, I'm gonna rewatch this, and yeah, just watch it like it was the first time. So yeah, let's get into it. So we've had the formation lap, which was delayed because of wet weather. It was a major shower just before the Great Grand Prix, which obviously confused the situation. Made everyone really tense on the grid, because it's the last thing you need when you're fighting for a title. So it was Hamilton, it was Massa versus Lewis Hamilton, and Massa was on pole. His teammate Kimi Raikkonen was third. It was actually Fernando Alonso who got second, and then we had Hamilton back and forth. The situation was Massa needed to win the Grand Prix. If Massa won the Grand Prix, Hamilton would have to finish sixth place, I believe, to win the title. If he finished seventh, he would lose the title by race wins, because though he had they'd both be on equal points, Massa would have the extra win for the win in Brazil. So yeah, by all means, we're gonna play this and we're gonna watch this again. So we're at the starting formation lap. Let me know if the commentary is a bit loud and you can hear it through the microphone, because I don't really want copyright and stuff. So everyone really tense on that grid. Kubica now in the pits as switch tires. 5 lights coming on now. Right, title decider. Lights out, and here we go. Right, good start by Massa and oh no, it was Glock. Sorry, it was the second place. Steady start for Hamilton. Kovalainen, his teammate at the time, covering him into turn 1 and 2. But now he's going to get swamped. He's getting swamped by Alonso, and there's a crash at the back. It's Nakajima and Coulthard, his last Grand Prix. Coulthard out of the race in his last Grand Prix, which is disastrous. And Kovalainen now falling back behind Vettel in the Toro Rosso. Right, full season for Vettel, and You've got Alonso behind him and challenging him. So Kovalainen now already, though after protecting Hamilton at the start, out of the situation because it was very a safety car now already because of the accident on turn one. But it was already known that um, Vettel would. I don't think Vettel sort of really cared about the. He just wanted to race. He wanted to make sure he got his spot for Red Bull, which was pretty much confirmed anyway, knowing Coulthard was retiring. But Alonso made it very clear in the press conferences he didn't want Hamilton to win. He wanted Massa to win, right? Because he just didn't feel Hamilton deserved it. I don't know why. But yeah, like I said to people, let's get this out there, get people watching if we can. By the way, anyone that new live, leave a like, subscribe, right? And yeah, so it's a safety car at the minute, and what we'll do is you just skip this a bit forward because so now we're back onto lap 67, right? As they've restarted, and Massa's lead 9/10 to Trulli, right? And keep an eye on Glock for this Grand Prix. Keep an eye on him. So Kovalainen now chasing Alonso. Right, some people trying slicks, but not working. Kovalainen keeping pressure, but not forgetting he's got Bourdais in the Toro Rosso behind him. Toro Rosso, to be honest, had a better season than Red Bull because back in the day, Toro Rosso's car was pretty much like Red Bull's, to be honest. It won in 2010, they had to develop their own chassis. So, which helped them in a way to get them off the starting grid. Right. So, yeah. So Massa pulling away from Trulli. Right. Raikkonen third. Hamilton fourth. Just falling back from Raikkonen. Doesn't look like the McLaren's got the pace. Don't forget, Hamilton at the time was in the McLaren, right? Back in the day. So yeah. I will be doing my checker flag show tomorrow. There will be a match reaction for the Crystal Palace game tomorrow as well in the morning. So, not sure what time that is actually. I've got to double check that. But yeah, leave it. Make sure you tune in for that. That should be cool. And yeah, I would like to send a message while watching this Grand Prix. Right today, I had to go to the hospital and have my infusion. The Elsham unit's been the unit I do it at has been in and out of hospital all the time. It's been different places moved around because of the COVID, right? The whole unit, where most of the patients come in for their infusions, which is about 10, 12 patients, 3 nurses, 3, right? I had to do my infusion not in a bed space, right? In a quiet room in a corridor where they pretty much tell you, like, if good news or bad news, right? A private, quiet room in a little tiny room because they've got no space. The reason they've got no space is because of this crisis, right? I beg people, I'm pleading with you, right? I know most people watching this are sensible and doing the right thing, right? But please, I beg of you, please stay at home, save lives, protect this NHS, right? Because otherwise, right, you won't get the treatment you deserve from them. There's a risk that I might not even get my treatment. I don't get my treatment, I die at the minute. Simple as that. And it's worrying me because they're struggling to maybe do my treatment and that whilst doing COVID, right? And I don't want to miss my treatment because it's horrible, right? I end up throwing every night. I end up swelling up. I end up, honestly, right? It's some of the pictures I've got, what happens when I'm not got my treatment, right? My face feels like I've been knocked out by Mike Tyson to the point I can't even open my eye, right? So please, 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 please follow the rules. Just take it seriously. It's only for a couple of months, whatever, how long it may be, right? We've already done most of the 10 months in lockdown, right? So we can do this. We can do this together. Everyone's welcome to come on this channel. Everyone's welcome to voice their opinion. Everyone's welcome to like get things off their chest, even if it's not football related. It doesn't have to be football related. It doesn't have to be liberties affected. If you really are worried about things, come and tell us, right? Come on this channel, have your say. I beg of you, right? Just I'm trying to see over my phone so I can see the buttons. But some people now pitting for dry tires as because the weather started to dry out during. It was only a short shower, but it was enough to put us on ints at the start of Grand Prix. Now people are looking at pitting. It's Hamilton still just dropping off the top three. Hamilton didn't have the pace this weekend to be in the top three, but had enough for fourth and not be challenged in that way. So, which would have been enough. But obviously, with the wet weather, you can never can tell. If anyone wants to join, right? If anyone wants to get things off their chest during this like stream, right? And as much as I say it's a live replay, watch along, whatever, right? It's more just get things off their chest, right? Right. If you're worried about anything, come and tell us, right? Right, because what this shows, what YouTube's done for like myself. Say, well, I watch The Terrace every day, and like it makes you cope with what's going on. Right, it's so nice because you can laugh, you can like banter, you can have a laugh, banter in that. You can get away from what's going on in the world. It's such a relief, honestly. Honestly, it is. So anyone wants to come on, come on. Share this around. Um, oh, fire extinguisher's gone off at the Honda garage. Honda garage, don't forget, Honda was their last Grand Prix in this Grand Prix before they pulled out, right? As Massa pits. So, but yeah, you had Honda pull out of this. They literally looked like Jensen Button and Barrichello were going to be out of the sport. It was sold to Braun for £1. That's how much it, because of the current crisis, the recession, everything like that. So yeah, they sold the company for they sold the team for £1, right? Kovalainen is now pitted for McLaren, by the way. They sold it for £1, and then they won and the next season, right? Braun GP won the championship with an aggressive strategy on the rules, on the new aero rules, right? Because the rules changed in 2009 dramatically, so much so that Hamilton managed to get 2 Grand Prix in a car that was, honestly to God, was the shittest car he'd probably ever driven in his life. He literally halfway through a Grand Prix said, "Guys, we don't need a new package. We need a new car. It's shit." Right? That's basically telling him it's shit. Get out of here. So the fact he won 2 Grand Prix in that season was just remarkable. But yeah. By the way, um, Hamilton's now pitted. Same with Raikkonen. So he's coming a lap later than Felipe Massa. But yeah, Braun GP won it, and it was sold to, guess who? Mercedes GP. And the rest is history. Oh, and Raikkonen coming out. There's Massa. There's Alonso. And it looks like Fisichella's got in front of Hamilton. Where's he put him? He might be behind Fisichella here. Oh, this is not great. This is absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. Anthony, stop winding me up. Seriously, you know the truth. Come on, honestly, come on, mate. Right, we'll have a good chat as well and good banter. Right, links in the description. Links in the chat. Right, right. Everyone, leave a like, smash the like on the video, subscribe. Right, is this content you want? Is this more while we're waiting for the F1 season to come back? Do you want me to do more rewinds? Hopefully, one that's on actually the television. So. Not on F1 TV where you need to like the separate subscription. So say like if they're replaying one on Sky, do you want me to go through that and do a rerun? So yeah, let us know. Oh, Trulli nearly loses it into the barriers, keeps it going. But yeah, Hamilton's now stuck behind Fisichella. He's now in 7th. That's not great. Hamilton needs 6th. He needs 6th or better. So he's got some overtaking to do here. Just a replay of Hamilton, and it's Glock who just runs wide and he takes that position. Was it 6th he needed? I think it was 6th or better. I'd have to check. Do you have to talk now? So yeah, Hamilton is now 6th position. So let's have a look at that Brazil situation. Oh, so I got that wrong. It was 5th or better. Sorry. So yeah, Hamilton needed 5th or better. So as you can see, he's in 6th. So he needs to overtake Fisichella. Can he get it done? It's very treacherous off road. Lots. It's still very damp for slicks. But we say slicks, but these were grooved slicks. These were tires that had a little bit of groove, so you can get away with the dampness a little bit. Right, not like the slicks we have now, where it's any sort of dampness, you're straight off the frigging road. But because when it comes to wets, it's all about tread depth, how much tread depth you got to clear the water. So they had a little bit to play with these tires, right? Obviously, it's better now with slicks, to be honest. So yeah, at the minute, Massa looks like he's going to be the world champion with that extra win, unless he can get past the Force India of Fisichella, Force India, which then became Racing Point, which is now Aston Martin Racing. Before that, they were called Midland, Spiker, then Midland, with a Spiker sponsor, obviously, who then bought them out. and then before that it was Eddie Jordan and the yellow Jordans, right? I think their last Grand Prix win was actually in that race, Brazil 2003, where we had that massive, like, where Schumacher went out with the famous river at turn two. It was like Button went out, Schumacher went out, loads of drivers went out. So, but yeah, like I said, as usual, if anyone wants to come on, express their feelings, right, through this tough time, just anything, just if they want to just get things off their chest, is anything I want to say, any questions I want to ask, any comments I want to leave, feel free to jump on. Links, like I said here, right, jump on and like talk. We'll talk. Anthony, if you're still in the chat, get in here. Seriously. Oh, jeez. So Hamilton trying to line up Fisichella down the main straight. This is the main opportunity into turn one, or if he can get turn four as well. But he's just going to leave it a little bit long. It's very treacherous other than that. Very, very, very treacherous. Felipe Massa was... you're back, mate. Right? Honestly, PR, right? If you feel that way, come on. Like, the link's in the description. You can explain to me how he was cheated. Honestly, explain it, because I know every detail. I never miss a detail when it comes to F1. I might do with football, but not with F1. But if you feel he was cheated, explain why. Right? Give me some facts that will give me the evidence. Because if you do, I'll sit there and say, fine, fine, that's your opinion, right? I can see your point. If you can't come with the facts and just come out with statements like that, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it, right? I'm not going to bat anymore, right? Your comments are dull, right? It's to a point now that they don't bother me because I know the truth. You don't. But Matt Hamilton trying to get down to Fisichella again. He's offline. It's damp. It's breaking. It's brave. It's down the inside. Get in. Go on, Hamilton. Get in. Does him and gets himself back into fifth. Back into a championship winning position. Right. Now he's got to stay there. He's either got to stay there or try and catch the guy in fourth. But honestly, Indiana, how are you?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
It's your first time on the channel, isn't it?
Yeah, no. You mentioned it the other day, and I thought I've got 10, 15 minutes, so I'll pop on quickly.
I appreciate any.
Man, thanks for having me on.
Honestly, even if it's for 10 minutes, right? I don't mind, right? It's just showing support that matters. And when I get time, mate, right, I'll come and check your channel out and we'll sort something out. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't know you were so into Formula One, man.
I'm a massive Hamilton fan. I was Schumacher before, and then he in 2006, and then when I watched Hamilton after his first turn went right round the outside of Alonso, that was it. I was going to be a Hamilton fan. So, but yeah, I love my F1. Do you?
When I was a kid, right? I don't anymore. I don't even have time to watch it, but I'm not as passionate about it. When I was a kid, I used to love it. I used to watch it with my uncle, and I'm going back to like Schumacher days.
Yeah.
I used to watch it with my uncle.
Dad used to hate me for supporting Schumacher. Right, and funny thing is, 2005. There was a season that the only race he won was because it was a 6-car race in Indianapolis. Funny enough, he took me to the pub with his mates who sat us in a corner, right? And they all jokingly asked like who's going to win the season, and they all expect me to say Schumacher, and I said Alonso, and they would take it back. They said, "Why are you saying that?" And they said, "Car's crap." and getting a new car until San Marino. And it turned out that he actually put a bet on it, and he actually turned out winning the bet. But I never saw any money. And I thought,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what is it? What is it you love about Formula One then? Because I'd be interested to know what grabs you about it.
Do you know what? Sometimes, when you watch football, and like I feel seeing Arsenal in a minute, and you can see the players, they don't put 110% in. When Hamilton, Vettel, any of these drivers go into Formula One, right? They put 110% into every race, right? And you've got to, because it's such a competition. Yes, Mercedes have dominated the last 7 seasons, but that's because no one else has produced a car that was fast enough from day one. So you can't blame them for doing what you're supposed to do, which is win Grand Prix. But when you get a fierce battle like, say, Brazil 2008, that I'm doing here, as Bourdais and I think Fisichella are fighting each other. I mean, this race I was watching back in 2008, and we all sat around the TV. And because of what happened the season before, we all thought it was all happening again. And the fact that the FIA tried to stop Hamilton at every point. It's so watching that last gasp turn and watching Glock at that last corner give him the position he needed was just wow. It's that, like, when you get on track battles, it's remarkable. I mean, one of my favorite races last season wasn't actually Hamilton winning one. It was Gasly winning a Grand Prix or Perez, right? Because anything can happen. You can all change in a second.
Yeah.
With reliability nowadays, it gets more predictable, but you always look. There's always the one time you miss watching it is the one time when it's actually nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, this and I've watched it since I was a kid, and no matter even when the new rules came in and the cars were so quiet and everything like that, and I was like, nah, this is not Formula One. I don't want to watch it no more. I can't. It's like watching a football club. You just end up watching it every week. So
yeah, no, it makes sense. Are there tracks you prefer then? Are there tracks that you like? Do you like more of a technical track or a quicker track? What's your?
I like tracks where you've got some decent opportunities to overtake. Not like completely flat out all the time, like say Monza. But you've got like 1 or 2 areas where you can effectively make a pass, right? But then one of the ones is like Monaco as well. The reason I love that is it's so tight and small that the drivers have to be perfect, otherwise they're going to get into the barriers. Yeah. So it's I just like, to be honest, there's not actually really a preference. It's more just making sure that the season's got different tracks for different situations.
You like a good mix.
Yeah.
To really test the driver and cars.
Yeah. I mean, Imola, for example, I mean, the fact the Chinese Grand Prix postponed, I'm loving, because with China at the minute, I'm just trying to boycott them as much as possible. Right. But yeah, they've put Imola back in its place, and Imola has always been a great circuit. It's a historical circuit, and I mean, the last Grand Prix was last year, and it was probably the usual suspects, but again, it had not what it used to have before, where you had the chicane before the start finish straight. It's now one long straight towards turn 1, so there's now a decent opportunity to effectively, as long as there's always an opportunity to pass at some point, either that or it's such a sort like a Monaco where you make a mistake, you're in the barriers.
Yeah.
So it's always a good mixture for me. So
Yeah, I suppose it'd be boring, wouldn't it, if it was just like straight tracks? Do you know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah, of course.
Straight runs.
I mean, that's why I don't like. I mean, NASCAR people go on about that, and I'm like, you go around in a circle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, that's never really interested me
Why
at
would I
all.
want to watch 500 laps of people just going in and out of each other, like because you're going in a circle flat out?
Yeah,
I know there's more to it probably than that, but I can't get myself into it so much. And the thing is that like F1, for example, last year really showed why it's important to have F1 in the in society, because the teams are so good at fast response because they need to build developments for the car, but they turn their attention to the COVID crisis.
yeah.
Mercedes were making defibrillators. This is why when
Hmm.
I see comments like this, I don't need to explain myself. Well, you do, because you're making a statement. You're not coming up with any facts or evidence. So actually, you're coming out a statement that
Why
if you've
is
got
that guy
no,
saying he's a cheat? What's his
he's
argument?
just doing it to wind me up, right? To
Oh,
be
right.
honest, right? You know what I mean? It's like that Charles guy saying that we're going to win the quadruple. He's doing it to wind people up because it ain't actually true. You know what I mean? And by the way, Charles, where the fuck are you? Right? Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? Right? But yeah, but it's like I said, one I don't, I can explain myself quite easily why he's not. Right?
Hmm.
This guy doesn't even respect him for what he's doing off circuit with terms of racism, right? And making it a fairer, not just for ethnic minorities getting the sport, but for people who can't afford it, like myself. So I can never afford to get in the sport. So I never know if I was ever good enough. So it's making it fair across the board. So
Yeah.
and he's always supported like rules that are gonna bring the competition closer together.
Hmm.
So it's better for the entertainment of the sport. And I think if they do that, like this Grand Prix 2008, that more people want to watch it because there's more chance of someone different winning it,
Yeah.
and there'll be more drivers involved.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but it's like I said with Mercedes were making defibrillators. So when he comes up with saying like Mercedes are cheese, he said this Mercedes, Williams, all of them, they've all been vital in terms of fighting the COVID crisis,
Yeah.
and as well as like improving the safety in not just the F1 cars but the road car industry. Every road car goes for a crash test, and that's because F1 started doing crash testing to improve the safety in the sport. And you
Hmm.
see other stuff like traction control has been added, right? Power steering and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
so it's trying to reflect of what's going on. So at the minute they're thinking about trying to make it carbon neutral, but the problem is obviously is about like keeping entertainment.
Hmm.
So that's why I also like it so much. Is like the technical side relates to what's going on in society.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. It's a very different, because there's always the argument like it's a bit like snooker. Is it a sport? Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah. Wait,
what
that
do
this
you?
snooker. I play snooker.
I love snooker. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I've actually got one of Jimmy White's cues. I seen him at an exhibition. I've got one of his cues from an exhibition. So yeah, I'm a big
I've got
snooker
a
fan.
new cue that's personally been made for me coming. Since I had my dad's inheritance.
Hmm.
One of them was to go to an F1 Grand Prix and doing an F1 experience package where you get to go into the F1 paddock club, right?
Hmm.
Walk across the grid, loads of little sort of expensive sort of thing. We stayed in the same hotel as Alfa Romeo Racing, and I
Right.
even met Giovinazzi at the hotel
Wow.
at breakfast. Um, yeah, those were one things, and then this queue, for example, I was captain of a queue club for a couple of years during college,
Yeah.
and I was being taught by someone who was an ex-England player,
Right.
and it was literally at a level where you broke off, and if you started potting, you'd end up winning it without dropping a ball, either that or putting a really good snooker.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's on a pool table I can keep up with him. On a snooker table, he'd roast us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, so that, and I like it because it's obviously it's something I can do because it's not physical like contact like football.
Yeah, yeah.
But and plus, whenever I was ill, I always watched Ronnie O'Sullivan when I was not well as a kid playing snooker.
Yeah. The
That's
guy's
why
an
I got
animal.
interested. Yeah, because it's so quick. That's why I got so interested in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do like the snooker. I do like darts. I struggle with. Got to be honest. Like, I'm not a big darts fan, but when it comes to snooker, I do like it. I end up watching more of the highlights now though than I do being able to sit down and watch, which I'd like to do. Probably, I'm pretty much the same with F1 actually. I haven't recently, but I used to watch the late night highlights.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a shambles the fact that you can only watch one Grand Prix live on terrestrial television, which is the British Grand Prix.
Yeah.
But, by the way, I would say this. I was going to say it on the Checker Flag show tonight, but I thought I'd say it now. Charles Leclerc sending best wishes because he's caught COVID-19 positive test. So hopefully he'll be okay. I'm sure he will be, but he said he probably had mild symptoms, so like Hamilton did. So probably he'd probably be all right from that as long as nothing serious develops. But we don't know with this virus. I mean, to be honest, like you could be fit as hell and it can develop.
No, that's right.
But yeah, we got
you
40.
You could have really bad health conditions and be fine.
Yeah, I mean, like I spoke to Seal. I speak to the charity about it, and they've had patients that have caught it. And when they've caught it, because it sends your immune system into overdrive, right? And that's why some people suffer it more than others because it builds up fluid on the lungs to protect the lungs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's for a liver patient because you're immune suppressed and your immunity's been suppressed down to stop attacking the liver to stop the liver dying or rejecting it. It's actually means that you actually get mild symptoms. I'm not going to try it. Let's be honest. But I did jokingly say to him, "Why didn't you tell me that before?" Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I said at the start of the show. I've had 3 nurses for the entire unit for today, and that's why the unit. That's probably why the infusion took longer than it's supposed to. Right, because everyone's been diverted, and we were literally in a quiet room where doctors can talk to the relatives by themselves. We weren't in a bed space, so it's getting ridiculous. And what I'm worried now is that if it gets even worse, they won't be able to do my treatment, right? Because COVID will be more important. And if I don't get my infusions, they've literally stated, "You don't get your infusion, you die."
Yeah.
End of story. So. Yeah, it's like I'm just pleading with everyone, just like come on. And I know probably everyone here has probably not been able to watch this at the minute, and it's more. I thought I'd do a stream as well. If anyone did want to come on, they can just like chat about anything they're worried about or anything.
Yeah.
Any problems, any worries, anything like that. Because I think YouTube at the minute is helping a lot of people mentally.
Definitely. No,
I mean, the football terrace has been a fucking. I mean, it's a laugh. I love it.
Yeah. No, the terrace is good because the terrace is always changing up, and it's good. I mean, it's a great channel. Terry's done really well with it. Really well. He's brilliant at what he does. Terry. I don't think there's anyone better at what he does than Terry. It's great.
Well, it's like with I mean, the fact is that he's helped us out a lot, and he's still trying to when he probably gets time to try and sort something out.
Yeah, he's a busy guy because he's got a full-time job as well as YouTube. You know.
Yeah, that's. But yeah, and like I know I get on with Gal, and he gave us a lot of advice in terms of titles and thumbnails and stuff like that.
Gal's great.
But there's also. I like Lee Gunner as well, and he's helped us out as well. So, and Claude the Bancers as well. They've helped us out with the charity stream. So, I'm sort of like in the middle where, yeah, they can not like each other, but I like the both
Nah,
of
you
them.
haven't got to
So.
be in the middle, man. You haven't got to be in the middle. That's the thing. Like,
No,
it's
no, I just say
haven't got
like
to take sides in it.
no, just I've always said to them, I said, to be fair, they've helped me out big time. So
Yeah,
I would be where I probably would be at the minute if it weren't, or I'll be a lot further behind.
yeah, yeah. No, everyone. My thing is everyone should be supporting everyone. That's my thing.
That's the thing. I mean, I messaged Jem and he said just now because I saw he was going live, and it's like with anyone, I would always say it's not that I just want to just jump on to shout about my channel or anything like that or anything like that. It's just I say I'm always there, and so like with even Terry, I'm happy to come on if you need me to, why because it's just to help out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I like me, like Jem, yourself, all of us are just in this same boat of trying to get the channels that we want up to where we want them to.
Yeah, that's right. No, mine's more about fun, really, and just doing something. Like, I've got no cause or anything. There's no sort of real end goal with it apart from community based. It's why I'm doing different types of shows. Yeah, so
But
I got
that's the
like,
thing. I just helped out. I don't know if you know Last Man Standing, which is Charlie's dad, Terry's dad, on the Claude Bansters.
no.
Right, and he's just set up his own little one to help. I think people around his where he lives.
Hmm.
And that. So it's yeah. So I said it's wherever you want to take it. To be honest, doesn't have
That's
to
right.
be massive, right? So,
Yeah.
but anyway, we are what lap 39. Obviously, this part of the race going back was more Hamilton trying to keep fifth spot. He wasn't going to be challenging the top four.
Hmm.
Bit like Arsenal. I'm sorry, but he's a gooner as well. So, but yeah, he's just trying to maintain the situation at the minute with Massa obviously leading, just staying fifth and he'll win the title at this rate.
I
And
think it's
this is
a
his
done deal.
first title. What?
I think it's pretty much a done deal.
Hey, with this, from what I remember from this Grand Prix, it never was until it was over.
Right. Yeah, no,
But
right.
and you support United, don't you?
Yep, I'm a United supporter.
Yeah. So what do you how do you feel over the result with Burnley and then obviously the game this weekend?
So, in terms of thinking about titles or anything like that, I said before the Burnley game, I need to see 4 wins and a good transfer window before I think about it. Good
Yeah.
transfer window can be players moving out, getting players off the books, just knowing that there is going to be money for wages and room for players in the summer. It's
I
about
think what you need
moving
is,
forwards,
yeah, I think it's like with Arsenal. I think what you need though is a centre back. I said it probably on the telly so many times now. Whoever
We need a
gets a
centre
centre
back.
back,
We need a.
whoever gets a centre back out of Liverpool and Man United can probably stop City's charge because City
I think we're
look,
further away than that.
yeah,
I think we're further away than people think. I think we need a right back to push Wan-Bissaka. He's not very good at carrying the ball. We can't read the flight of the ball. We need a centre back. We need a defensive midfielder, a ball carrying centre midfielder who can play from deep. We need a right winger. We need another striker. Cavani is our only striker. I don't care what anybody says. He's our only natural striker. So we need a few. That's. I'm talking about first team players. I'm not talking about just backup. I want to see a player come in at right back to push Wan-Bissaka, and whoever's better plays. Like I haven't got. I'm not one of these guys that's like I want my favorite player to score that goal.
yeah.
I don't care. Like, I don't care if it's Scott
You don't care
McTominay
as long
scoring
as
goals.
you win the games. Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. And
I mean,
so
there was one result I remember on our way to a double in, I think it was 0102 or 98, whatever. But it was Jules Grimaldi who scored that goal. No one remember it, but like, because it's Jules Grimaldi, right?
Yeah.
But it's just important because
Here's
it
the
won
thing,
us 1-0.
but
Because half
Solskjaer
the squad was
himself
out.
could have been a forgotten man. Do you know what I mean? Like, he could have been a forgotten man when it came to Man United.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
especially from
it's
younger
not like
rival
it's
fans.
not like but it's not like it's like I just saw Andy Cole. It's not like because Andy Cole, like, you wanted Andy Cole to score those goals. It's the fact that it doesn't matter because you beat Bayern Munich, didn't you? So so who cares? It could have been the bloody goalkeeper for all you cared, right? Or the mascot. So it's just as long as the ball's winning the net, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because in the end, what result? It's the result, and you were lifting the trophy that matters.
Yes, right. No, 100%. It doesn't matter who scores the goals. It's a bit. I think this whole kind of like.
And the more people you have scoring goals, the better. Because
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, you need goals. You need goals from your
look at
midfielders.
us. We rely on Aubameyang, and Aubameyang's been shit all season this season. Look what's happening. We're just what compared to last season. We're now seeing what happens when Aubameyang doesn't score goals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But you need goals from all over the place. You need your full-backs to be able to score. Your centre-backs need to come up for those headers, score those goals.
I think Tierney can do that. It's just the other side, I think.
Tierney's a good player.
Just getting the balance on the other side, that's the problem.
Once we have the best Tierney in football's involved on Sunday, yeah? The referee for the Man United.
Yeah.
Man United Liverpool game. That's the best Tierney in football. I'm saying it now. Yeah. I know you're an Arsenal fan, but I'm saying it.
Yeah. Right. Matt's asking, who's your favourite F1 driver team is now and used to be?
My favourite team now?
Be very careful.
From the highlights I've seen and what I know of F1 now, because like I said, I'm not a big F1 fan, it will be Mercedes right now. But it used to be Ferrari. And do you know what I think it used to be Ferrari? I don't think it was just Schumacher. I think it was like when I was about 6 or 7 when I first started watching F1, and my uncle used to love it. And he was a big, I can't remember the driver now, but he was a big Jaguar fan. So
Eddie Irvine?
It might have been Eddie Irvine. I just
because he used to race for Ferrari as Schumacher's teammate in 98, 99.
Whoever it was when it was a Jag. The car was a Jag. I can't because he had 2 or 3 E-types at the time. He was big.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he did. Yeah, great cars.
Yeah, that was 2001. Or to 2000.
No, 90s.
Jaguar went around the 90s. It was
around in the
90s. Stewart let it go after 99, and then this is going back now. This is how much I know. 2000 they took over, and it was till 2004, and then it became Red Bull Racing that we have now.
Maybe it was then. Maybe it was that late on. You can tell how much I watched it. But I actually think when I was little, I liked Ferrari because they were red, and I was a Man
Well, the
United
thing
supporter.
is that people say. Do you know what people say is there's a and it is true, right? There's a difference between being an F1 world champion and being a Ferrari F1 champion. Because you don't drive for a team, you drive for a country.
Yes, right, yeah.
And it's 100%. Just the passion behind it. And I get the passion behind it. But when Hamilton won it in 2018, I don't like the fact they booed him. The fact that because as much as you wanted Ferrari to win, right? Hamilton deserved that Grand Prix because the car was slower. The car was slower for that half a season. Was probably the best I've ever seen that Hamilton drive, right? Because from about British Grand Prix onwards, that car was slower than Ferrari by a mile, and yet he managed to pull wins out the bag. And it just showed the driver he was. Singapore qualifying. You can watch that lap again. It's on YouTube right now. There's not wheel spin, lock up. Not you couldn't drive it any better. If you drive it any better, you'd have to be Ayrton Senna, and even Ayrton Senna would have struggled.
Yeah.
Right? It was an unbelievable, and it's not just like Ayrton Senna at Monaco, where he's 1.5 seconds in a small Monaco circuit. This is like Singapore, where it's like Monaco on steroids, right? As Hamilton used to put it, because it's so big. It's 24 corners, bumps everywhere. It's just unbelievable. And they came in there thinking they were going to be the third best team.
Yeah.
And that's when you see what a driver he is. I mean, 2009, they needed a new car halfway through the season because it was crap. But he still managed to get 2 wins out that season. He's always managed to win in a season.
Mm-hmm.
So, he might. Yeah, he started at McLaren where you have an advantage in that sense. I get that. But in terms of being able to do something like that and be that relevant, it's just, and this is why I used to get. This is why when like you see those comments there a bit earlier, I get the ump with it. But now I'm just like, well, I know the truth now, so I know the truth. Right, everyone else does. Right, the stats don't lie. If that's your opinion, it's your opinion. Right, but I know it's wrong.
No, I understand what you're saying. I get you. No,
but Hamilton's now in the pits. We're on lap 31. This should take him to the end of the Grand Prix, barring any more rain. But do you know what? Like the difference between football and F1 at the minute is that F1 are looking at the situation with the COVID crisis. They've already postponed Australia and China.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like football, they're like sort of putting, they've got those measures about celebrating goals. And this is where I did get the ump with Andy Cole a little bit here. So I'm like, oh, yeah, we're not robots. And I'm said, well, neither are we. We want to go see our families, our friends, and this, that, and the other. But we have to stick to the rules, mate.
No, that's right. No, they need to start taking points off of teams, I think. And
but if you're going to celebrate goals, like it's only just until we get this COVID vaccine like delivered to everyone. If you can't do that, it's just right. And I said, it's when they then go, sorry, it's just when they go, but it's when they go, sorry, I just would say it's when they go, I understand about the pandemic. Well, no, clearly you don't, because you're saying we're not robots. We got us, right? We can't help but celebrate. Well, you're not understanding the situation.
But there's levels to it. There's worse things than that. There's like,
I know there's different things and other things.
I watched the Manchester Women's Derby and the Manchester City keeper. She spat on her gloves, picked up the football and kicked it out. Yeah. Like that's, do you know what I mean? Like,
and no one does anything.
And it got headed back by a Man United player.
I'll tell you what, if you did that in public at a minute, you would get a fine and worse.
Yeah, that's not a dig at women's football, by the way. That's just a dig at football.
No, no, it's not. Obviously, it's not. It's just like showing about like what people are not getting the hint. Samin, get well soon, Charles. Sorry, I haven't been able to read these comments there. Steve, they should do that thing with the football stars again. Not into F1, but thought I'd pop on and say hello. Yeah, thank you for that, Charlie. Glad Hamilton represents the village of Twin. Bloom of Feathers pub. It was nice to meet him in that pub. Wow. I met him at 2012 Grand Prix, actually. 2012 Grand Prix. It was the British Grand Prix in 2012, and we got some passes to the paddock. Right after practice too, he came out, and I literally just got grabbed by the scruff of the neck by my mum and just told to get in there and get a photo. So I've got about 3 signatures of him somewhere. So because I've had a doctor write off to McLaren to get us a photo signed by him and that whilst in
That's
hospital.
cool.
So yeah, which is nice when you're stuck in hospital and that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Those little boosts are massive, aren't
But
they?
that's the thing. That's why I
Mentality
love.
is
Yeah,
everything. It's everything.
that's why I love like his motto "Still I Raise" because I have to do that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Right, and being able to switch off for 2 hours where not even a nurse can take a blood pressure so I can watch the Grand Prix. So mentally, I'm away from everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's such an uplift.
Yeah. No, I
So
get it.
even like the last Grand Prix I went to, I just wrote. I had a canvas made that was going to put on the wall, but I couldn't find any space. So I thought I'd give the canvas to him. So I gave it to his lead mechanic, and I gave him a letter that I wrote the night before, just to say like thank you for like being there for like racing through 3 of my last 6 transplants,
Yeah.
and just help him mentally cope with it.
Mhm.
Because it's
No.
small, but there's always those small little things that help.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. No, I think your mindset and being able to be positive when you're going through things is massive. It plays a massive part in getting through things. I mean, like I haven't been through the things you have. I just haven't. But you could just like the way you talk about things is like it's almost because it is, I suppose it is the norm for you, isn't it? It is that is normal life for you, and it's like people should look at you and think like he's not okay with it, but he's not letting it beat him up. Do you know what I mean? Like you're
Oh, I
you're
have my
out here.
days. Don't worry
Yeah, of
about it.
course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. But a lot of the time, you're a really positive person. Like you do streams
Because
for
it's in the end,
football, and
it's yeah. Because in the end, it's yeah. You can jump and scream about it. What's the point in that? It's not going to
yeah.
change anything.
No,
Right?
I
It's
literally
like
tell
the
my
doctor, it's
children.
like the surgeon before my last transplant. He asked my mum, "Is he taking
Mm,
this seriously?" Because what I was doing, I was laughing, joking, taking the piss. He's like, "Oh, back in the office again, aren't I? Right, here we go again. Right,
mm,
what's he gonna do this time? Right." And I said, I keep like saying to him, I said, "Like this will be the 6th time you tried to kill us, and you still ain't done it. Right, come on, right, put some effort in, right." And this is before doing like 18 hours of surgery,
mm.
and and he was to my mum, "Is he taking this seriously?" We're like, "Well," and my mum's like, "Well, yeah, of course he is. You wouldn't want to go in miserable as sin, would you?
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
if
Yeah,
he's positive, you've got every chance of being even better coming out the other side."
that's right. No, definitely. No, definitely. Listen, Stephen, I've got to jump off because I've got to
Yeah,
go. I'm in the office, but appreciate you having me on, man. Good talk
no,
as
I
well.
appreciate you coming
I'll,
on.
I'll jump on. I'll try and jump on some more. Actually, F1 streams would be quite good. You can educate me about it. I'm all for being educated on anything.
Yeah, I
Apart,
mean, obviously,
I'd rather
once
be
the season
educated on
starts.
that than Arsenal, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
some things never change, does it?
that's right. But take care of yourself. I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, speak soon. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, mate.
So there we are. So yeah, sorry about yeah, in terms of the commentary, I do apologize, but like I said at the start, I just wanted to do the stream. Yes, we're doing a watch along, but it's more just to just talk. I think that's the best thing we can do right now. Can't remember her name, Stephen. Apologize. Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, we've got 25 laps to go. This is a weird count. Like I said, they do it the other way around where it counts down. So 25 laps to go. Hamilton in 5th position. So in the position he needs. He is now 3 seconds behind Raikkonen in 4th. But again, it doesn't have to matter. Doesn't have to matter, Hamilton. Stay 5th. Stay 5th. Stay 5th. Stay 5th. Stay 5th. Stay 5th. Right. So at the minute, it will be Hamilton's by 1 point. 1 point. If he drops to 6th, it will be Massa's by virtue of an extra win. This has been, and this was in a season that was tight up and down season. One minute, Mercedes looked like they were dominant. Mercedes, McLaren. Then one time Ferrari were dominating. So it was up and down all season. Lots of drama. FIA tried to screw Hamilton over, right, in Belgium, right, fighting with Raikkonen, cut the corner at the last corner, right, trying to overtake him. He then let him back through and then overtook him at the next corner. When they asked to see if that was okay, they said, no, that's absolutely fine. You're fine with that, right? That move, right? Carry on as you are. When after the Grand Prix, he was then put 20 minutes on his time for overtaking, for gaining an advantage in a corner overtaking, and I'm like, yeah, well, how's that fair? How's that fair? You know, because you said it was fine. Now you're saying it's not, right? So yeah, FIA really tried to side with Ferrari and stick it over. But now the FIA, to be honest, are a lot fairer. Ads in the house. How are you, Peter Raymond? Yeah. 24 laps to go. Massa's still in the lead. I'm just gonna quickly pop out. I'm gonna just quickly pop to the fridge and get another drink because I'm dying of thirst here. But we're all good at the minute. I need, by the way, if GNA TV, if you're, or ads, if you're in the house, right, can I ask them about Andy Cole's comments about not being robotic in terms of goal celebrations? Because I get the point about being emotional, but right, we have emotions about wanting to see our family, and we like if we have to stick to the rules, and if these measures come in place, yes, there are bigger problems, and there are bigger ways of transmitting the virus. If you want to keep football going, right, why can't you just stick to the just go with it? So breaking news: FA, Premier League, EFL, and Women's Super League issue joint statement to introduce enhanced COVID-19 measures and stress importance to everyone in the game. So, in terms of goal celebrations and stuff like that. So, yeah, if these players want to keep the football game going, they're going to have to stick to these measures. And, yeah, right, and this is what I say with Andy Cole. Yeah, you're not robotic, but in the end, right, you've got to keep going, right? If you want football to keep going, you've just got to obey these rules. It's until we get this vaccination process done. Right, and like I keep saying, stop with the scaremongering. Get it done. Get that jab. Right. When it's offered to you, get that jab. Don't hang up. Don't leave it, because otherwise it won't work. But we've got 21 laps to go. Right, Massa is in front of Vettel, who's on a three-stop strategy by the look of it, because he didn't take on a lot of fuel. Massa, yeah, leading. Vettel second, but yet to pit. Then we got Alonso in third place in the Renault. Very good result by Renault there, right? In a not so decent car. Raikkonen third, right? I have to admit, Alonso as a driver is a fucking good driver. He is a quality driver, top class, one of the best. right? You know you've won a Grand Prix if you're going against Alonso for a Grand Prix. Hamilton is still 5th. So yeah, all they're doing now is just asking Hamilton to just like it don't have to worry about Vettel, who's now pitting. Vettel is now pitting. This should be his 3rd and final stop. Don't forget, this was refueling back in the day as well. Refueling won't stop till 2010. And like I said earlier, Charles Leclerc has now suffered with positive test of COVID-19. So my best wishes go to him. I hope to make a speedy recovery. It should be just symptoms, really, by the look of it. So hopefully he doesn't get the worst of it. So let me have a look. Charlie D, I'm gonna make you a mod because you're a friend. So yeah, there are my mods now. So we got a fair bit of mods there. So Charlie D, if you're still in the chat, you are a mod. Right. So keep an eye on those chats. Right. But don't worry about Peter Raymond and Charles. I can handle them. Don't you worry about them. They're banter. Banter. A bit like Banter FC last night. Or Bottle Job. And Charles still ain't turned up. He still ain't turned up, and it ain't because it's a F1 stream, because he's been on F1 streams before. So 19 laps to go. Massa in the lead. Alonso 2nd. Raikkonen 3rd. Hamilton 4th. Vettel 5th. Kovalainen is 6th. So Hamilton up to 4th now. So he's 2 points. Will win the championship by 2 points at this rate. So yeah, keep it going, Hamilton. Come on. You can do this. Get it to the end. Yes, I know this race has already happened, but I'm trying to do it in a way that if we were allowed to do streams back in 2008, what like the emotions, like how would we feel? Like try and express the emotion. Just yeah, it's a bit like acting a bit. So how would what would your response be? Like without thinking obviously of a line or anything like that. So but yeah, like I said, if you've got any questions at all, got any worries, any doubts, right? I saw how bad hospitals are trying to cope with giving treatment like mine and others, as well as coping with the COVID crisis. It's like a clear message. Just please, 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 please follow the rules, man. Follow the rules. I know everyone probably in this chat does, but please, right, right, just for everyone's safety. So Hamilton still racing in 4th. If you want more streams like this, let me know. If you want me to do more rewinds until the season starts, let me know, and then I can see if I can fit them in. Because obviously I want to be part on other people's channels as well to help them out, because they help me out as well. So you'll see me on a lot of other channels to try and help other people. That's what I like to do as well. As well as do my channel, I like to help other people because they come on my channel and help me out. So it's all fair. So yeah. And I'll just actually message someone about that earlier. with don't forget, Williams had Nico Rosberg back in the day. And in 2 years' time, we moved to Mercedes. And in 2 years' time, 4 years, by the end of the fourth year in 2012, Hamilton will be in the Mercedes. Yeah. And don't forget, this is Hamilton's second season in Formula One. Keep the. But yeah, like I said, this is this shit. There, got it. Right, sorry about that. Peter Raymond, educated Cambridge, certified. Like I said, don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. 15 laps to go. Alonso. Alonso team radio. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit. Looks like we could have rain towards the end of this Grand Prix. This could throw it all out the open. This is the last thing Hamilton wants is rain or a safety car or something. He just wants it this way it is. Bring it home the way it is at the minute. He does not want another shower. Another rain shower. This would throw it all out in proportion. So, and plus he's now got Vettel, who's faster, coming out as well. Just before this all kicks off, I am just gonna quickly, because I've got something building up. We've got to get rid of it. So it's just part of my symptoms. Just a couple of symptoms I have. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Right. And after this, by the way, it's my watch along, so stay tuned for that. Arsenal Crystal Palace watch along will be straight after this, actually. So I'm just gonna quickly change that. Right, I'm. Right. Sorry about that. Just gonna quickly. Uh, quickly put this link. So the link is in here. What I'll also do is I'll put it in the video description. There we go. So I've put it in the YouTube video description. So if people want to get onto that straight after, jump onto that straight after. We'll be live at 7. Right. So yeah. And what I will do as well, I will also put the share copy. I'll also put so this watch along. Uh, 7:30 a.m. tomorrow is my match reaction. Crystal Palace. There we go. So yeah, the link for my match reaction to Arsenal Crystal Palace tomorrow is there. Then after that, but before that, 7 p.m. jump straight onto the Arsenal Crystal Palace watch along, right? And see if Arsenal can get another 3 points. So look, there's nine laps to go, and people looking like there's rain on the way. Oh, this ain't good. Come on, Hamilton needs this. He needs it. It's now starting to rain. What do? Do they stay out? It's so close to the end. Do they stay out and risk it? They get these are groove tires that they can take a bit of dampness, but if it gets too wet, then we'll have to pit for ints. Do they risk it and lose track position, right? Or pit and gain and make sure that they don't fly off the road? Oh, this is a tough call. Nick Hamilton, there, his son, his brother, sorry, checking the weather. Oh, this ain't good. Come on. Is it going to be like the massive show at the start of the Grand Prix, or is it going to be the one that's just a few drops, but not really much enough to pit? Oh, jeez, this is not right. And plus the light as well. The light is darkening as well. There's 7 laps to go. He's got Vettel all over him like a heavy hat. He can drop to 5th, right? He can drop to 5th. If he really wants Vettel to let him go, if he really wants to let Vettel go, he can. Simple as that, right? It's even that dark. He's got the rain light on, for God's sake. Do you know what? Even now, it's like, you know the result, but you can feel the emotion of what it was back then. You can get a sense of what the emotion would have been. Absolute tension, nail biting. What's going to happen? This season's been up and down like a yo-yo. Right, Vettel, the up-and-coming driver into Toro Rosso, going to Red Bull next season. He's all over the back of Lewis Hamilton, who's trying to go for his first ever World Championship at his second attempt at Brazilian Grand Prix because he lost the championship the season before due to problems with the car. Like this gear settings, he lost all the track position because the gear settings went, and he had to reset them. And that meant he had to fight all the way back to the grid, back up the grid, but it wasn't enough. He missed it by 1 point. But otherwise, it would have been a remarkable season. And part of me felt he deserved it. And look, you can see the rain at the paddock. Oh, what did they do? Vettel's all over the back of Hamilton here. He's all over the back of Hamilton. Trying to go around the outside, do the cutback. Oh, twitching left and right. Oh, does Hamilton really need to fight this? He can let Vettel go and still keep the championship. Oh, God. Get out the way, back marker. Get the fuck out the way. But, yeah, yeah, looks like Ferrari are going to stop. But they do it with Raikkonen. Raikkonen's in first, not Massa. But, Hamilton has to come in. He can't risk it. He's in the pits. Vettel's right behind him as well. It's got to be a good stop by McLaren. Right, don't forget he lost the title in 2007. Right, he all blamed China in 2007 for delaminating tires, and him wheeling off into the gravel trap. But it wasn't. Right, it was the fact that the reliability of his gearbox went on the final race, which meant he had to fight all the way back up the field. Right, when the gear settings went. Right, if that hadn't happened, he would have won the championship. Facts. It would have been an unbelievable rookie year, even though it had been an unbelievable rookie year before that. 8 podiums in a row. So now all these drivers are pitting. They need it to rain. They don't need it to stop raining. They need it to rain. Some drivers are staying out. Let me keep an eye on the Toyotas. Truly looks like he's pitted. I think the Glock is staying out. Glock's staying out. They don't feel like that they need to pick 'cause it's not raining that hard. It's not raining hard enough. Come on. Is he going to get the championship? Where is he? Is he fifth? Is he sixth? Glock's passed. Glock stayed out, and now he's ahead of Hamilton. So now Hamilton's in fifth. He's got to keep Vettel behind him. Vettel's all over the back of him, and he's now got to keep behind him. Oh, man, where's the pace gone, man? Seriously. Come on. For fuck's sake. Will he do it? I know it's a replay. Right, it's been years. We all probably know the result, but got to keep it behind him. And oh, jeez. Vettel, just piss off, man. Vettel, just leave it. God's sake, you know you're going to Red Bull. Why have you got to race him? Jeez Christ. Right, so I'm gonna bring you team news. Right, the Crystal Palace game will be after this anyway, so I'm bringing all the team news after that. Now Kubica looks like what's Kubica doing? He's a back marker. What are you doing? Get out. What? Well, he's back. He's kept Vettel out of it. Good. Let him go. Just let him go, Hamilton. Just let him go. Oh no! Oh, you fucking hell, man! Hamilton's gone wide and now Vettel's through. He's sixth now. Oh no! He's got 2 laps to get it back, man. It's either that or Glock with dry tyres. If it rains, then Glock they might be able to get back. Will drop off, and he might be able to catch him before the end of the race. But at the minute, he's just cost him the championship. The bump marker's just got in his way, and now he's sworn wide. Oh, fucking hell, it's a bottle job. No. Right, get out of the way, you fucking back marker. God's sake. Oh, fuck's sake. Come on. Massa's on his final lap. Right, he'll be tied on points. Massa will get the extra win in the Brazilian Grand Prix. So it means that Massa will take the title. It's now 1 lap to go, and Hamilton's still 6th. He's going to come around to start his last lap. He's Vettel's pulling away. He's pulling away. He's got no pace. Right, Glock's now dropped off in sector times, but he's 15 seconds away. He's got to go get past Vettel now. He's too late for the getting Glock. It's way too late. Come on. Ugh. Jeez, look how dark it is. Always rain in the Grand Prix that fucks it all up. Massa comes round. He takes the win. He's world champion at the minute. He is world champion at the minute. Massa is world champion at the minute. He's going to be world champion. Honestly. Oh, right. Is that a Toyota? Is that Glock? Glock's backed off. Hamilton's got past Glock. That's got to be fifth. That's got to be fifth. That's got to be fifth. Oh my God. Get in. And look at that. Like, I remember this now. Both teams celebrating. Last corner of the last lap, man. What a race. What a season. What a Grand Prix. What drama. This sort of drama is why you love F1. Right. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I don't know if we can, to be honest, the reason I've done it on my phone is because I don't know if you're allowed to share it on your stream, but I'd have to avoid that one. See if what. But unbelievable. How close do you want to call it? Massa was champion for 30 seconds. Jesus Christ. Oh, do you know what? I remember that. It was so... Oh my God. It was just absolutely nuts, that Grand Prix. That season was absolutely nuts. Right? Last corner, the last lap to win a Grand Prix, to win the championship. Right? Unbelievable. Right? You will never see better championship finishes than that. Ever. Never see such drama than that. Right? And a lot of people now get frustrated with F1 because of the fact it's not like that competition anymore. And hopefully with the 2022 new rules that it will change. So he finished it was 6 seconds ahead of Glock. Right? Because Glock had dropped off so much because it rained even harder on that last lap, which meant he fell off the cliff in terms of grip. Massa. Oh. Massa's in tears. Not surprising. Probably been told he's already champion. Wow. Right, and do you know what is even better is the fact that he did it in Brazil after Whiteman the season before, and that the Brazilian fans were giving him a lot of abuse. They were really making it hostile for him. Like, it was like Arsenal Spurs and Arsenal going away to Spurs. Right? They were like not nice at all, which was disgusting. They should be better sportsmen than that. Right? just absolutely mad. But fair play to Massa because he did everything he needed to do. Right, he he pushed Hamilton to the limit, and to do that in a season like that is a hard thing. We all know how great Hamilton is now, but it shows that if you put Ash Hamilton that far, you're a quality driver. Honestly, oh look, the Honda has caught fire. We got a fire in the pit lane. Right, there, Hamilton trying to get the steering wheel back on. Put it on because knowing the way of FIA been this season, you've got to do it because they'll stick you for it. Jeez. I'm sorry, you can't. This is why people need to put respect on his name, man. Honestly. But like I said, I'm going to end the stream there because, like, I got to prepare for the Arsenal Crystal Palace game. All right, we'll be back with team news for that and the watch along. Right. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in. Thanks for Indian for coming on for 10 minutes. Yeah. Though it was supposed to be a watch along as well, it was more just to try and like get away from it and chat and have a laugh and also just express like some things I want to get off my chest as well because but anyway, thanks for everyone who's tuned in. As usual, like, share, and subscribe to SFeatleyTV. Do all that, right? Hit the notification button. Right, in the comments below, leave a like or leave a comment if you want to see more F1 rewind sort of replays. So if you want me to watch a Grand Prix and suggest a Grand Prix that you want me to watch, right? And we'll go through that and then see if I can put that on the stream or not. I don't think we're allowed to, but anyway, we'll see what we can do with that. But yeah, it's just thought I'd do that, just a little something because obviously F1, apart from the Checker Flag show, there's not much going on because of the new season. We're waiting for the new cars to come out and all this and all that. So it's just that lull period in January. So yeah, like I said, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Yeah, and we'll be back. I'll be back at 7 p.m. with Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, right? And like I said, there's the link for the watch along tonight. So get yourself over there, hit that, get liking that video and share it. Get sharing that link. Share the link out to everyone, right? And we'll be back with that this evening. So until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll be back soon.